Yeah, back at your ass. Once again, we live. Let's give it a second for my co-host to come in. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Give time for the host to come on. What up, bro? Okay. Did you put in the search engine again? Like, did you put in the top search engine? Like, were you looking for a website? I mean, it should be the same way you did last time. Yeah, we coming on live now, y'all. Have patience.
Now it's
No.
Adam is asking me to add some extension to my browser.
Did you put www dot?
No, I did the HTTPS semicolon //
Well, it should go there, but then sometimes I don't know. You gotta put the www dot. I guess. I mean, it should go on the same way it did last time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, now it's gonna try again. I was tripping. Let me try it again. Okay, so you said.
Okay, let me see something. Let me try the link again. Let me see if I can. Okay, invite. Okay, yeah, the link that I put on there is correct. Oh yeah, I forgot something. My bad. Yeah, I did. I forgot a letter. It's I'm gonna test to type it in one more time. Here it go.
Okay.
That was my bad. I had to check it out again.
Okay. All right.
All right, that's the link right there. I just sent.
Yeah, I got it.
You should be able to get in with that one.
Okay, make sure I got this right. HTTPS //StreamYard. DY6 XD. Okay, here we go. Oops, there's nothing here. Let's go home page.
Did it work?
I'm on their page, but I'm not on with you. I'm on something else.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how to do it again because that's it. Do it again.
Okay. Because I'm using HTTPS. You want me to use www?
I mean, you can use HTTPS, but put the www. No. Just do it. It should be just like that, bro. I don't know what's going on. It should be just like that.
Just like you said.
Yeah, it should be just like that, though. Did you push www last time? Remember you did last?
I never used it.
Okay, so yeah, just put it in like that. It should come in like that.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on if it don't come. Okay, yeah, that's the link. That is the link.
Oh shit, same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, World 4, whoops, there's nothing here. Go to homepage.
Oh, okay.
Same shit. Yeah.
Well, if you push go to home page, right? What does it go on?
It just the homepage. It has products, contacts, price.
Okay.
Something's not right. There's
this.
something wrong with this code.
It is. It actually is okay, but just I don't know. That's exactly how they got it on here, and they're saying it to me too. Oops. Why would they give me that link if that's not the link? If you can get in, I don't get it. Okay, let's see. One more time.
One more time.
Yeah. Did you do? Okay, let me see. Oh shit. See. Yeah, it's there. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't even know what's going on. That's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what the freak that is. Yeah. Because that's exactly. I'm looking at the link right now. It is the link. I'm looking at the link right now. Hold on. Fuck. Okay. Wow, this is crazy. Okay. Try that link. Try that link I've just sent you.
Okay.
Try that link I just sent you. Next time we'll do the link before I'll get you on before I go live.
Okay.
So we on live right now trying to get you on.
Oh shit. to the links.
You still can't come in?
Nah, just taking me to the link page.
Wow, that's crazy. Now I don't know what the fuck, because I just looked at it again. Okay, E six E X H W. That's it, man. What the hell? Oh my god. I'm getting in. Do it again. Cause I just pressed that same link and I'm getting in. If you just tap on that, and you can on your phone, you can just tap on that without typing it in, and because it went right in for me just now, and I'm just going off your text that I just sent you.
Okay, you're interacting now, but now I'll be on my phone doing it now.
I know, but
okay,
so yeah, you couldn't talk on the phone, and okay, well you either or, it don't matter. You can do it on the phone or the computer. Did you get on the phone? On the phone link, just do it on the phone.
Yeah.
You on? I don't see you popping up though.
Oh, here I am. Yeah, I'm on now.
I don't see you popping up though.
I see me. Okay, Enter Studio. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now you got to give me the name. You got. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know my name.
Okay. This is crazy.
Yeah. Now let me put this to my speaker. All right, I'm on speaker.
Right. Apologize, y'all. I'm gonna edit that out, man, because that was a long ass hiatus before we start going into the subject matter.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to edit that. Your camera. Oh, you use that as your camera, as your avatar. Yeah, that picture as your avatar.
Wait, no, they just put that there. Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, your stuff frozen. I guess it's froze. Okay, so yeah.
For some reason it's not going to my speaker.
But you can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna reshare this link with people because I just shared the wrong link with people and shit. So that's why people ain't really tuned in either.
Yeah. We got to get this shit right. Oh, you got to look.
Okay.
Oh shit. Hello?
Yeah, you off? Why you fall off?
I closed the link by mistake.
You said what?
I closed the link by mistake. Let me go back into it.
Was you doing it on your phone or your computer?
And I can do it on my computer now. Wait, I should be. I should be able to do it on my computer. Okay, I'm back. I gotta do it on the phone.
Okay, so I picked today's subject matter just because a lot of our shows be like trying to explain and despookify a lot of concepts that's misconceived in the community. And the one that I want to get on today is the Demiurge Yaldaboth. Yeah, we should speak
Probably
on.
touch on a little of Revelations too.
Okay, go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, Revelations. Yeah, it's a lot there. But where you want to start?
Up to you. Go ahead.
Okay, Demiurge. Man, this Demiurge thing is what is the Demiurge? I think we're the Demiurge. I think it's the collectiveness of our thoughts. Or it's a story. It's the Sophia story is almost the same story as Tiamat, Kingu, and Marduk.
Right.
And then the story of the divas and the Asuras.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's the same story told in many different ways, different cultures and tongues. So, yeah, there's this. I think we are the creators of everything, our higher self. But somehow we got stuck down here in this. Well, that's part of our evolution here. But something out of the ordinary happened to where we really got stuck into this, and I think this thing formed, and through our
Hello. Hello. Your mic is not on.
Ah, shit. I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, you on? Go ahead. Keep speaking. You
Hello,
hear me?
Stern.
You hear me? So you don't hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Hello?
yeah. Okay.
What happened? I mean, you should be
Phone just hung up.
okay, but I should be able to hear you on the live.
I'm on my phone. I'm not on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm messed up.
So how are you on the camera though? On your phone?
Yeah.
Well, you should be able to be on your phone on the on the live too. You should be able to. I should be able to hear you on the live too. On the phone.
But when the phone hung up, that was it. No more audio.
Okay, so you got to turn your mic on
I gotta turn my mic on.
your phone.
Oh no, it's off. I mean, it is on.
Okay, it's on then. I should be able to hear you still. You don't. You don't.
It was on when we hung up.
So, but you on the live, so I don't need to be on the phone with you.
Okay, you can hang up and see what happens.
Okay. Hello, say something.
Okay. I don't hear you.
You don't hear me? I know
Mic
you
is
hear me.
on.
Can you hear me? You can hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? So you can't hear me.
No, I can't hear you. Could you hear me?
I mean, if you on the live, you should be able to hear me and see me on the live. If you on the phone on the live, you should be able to hear me and see me on the live.
But it's not happening.
Wow, what's going on? This is crazy. What the hell? So you can't hear me on the live because I can hear you.
Okay. I can only hear you when the phone is on.
That's weird. Well, you need to probably hang up on your side, on your end. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay, I can hang up.
All right. Hello? Do you hear me now? Are you still there, brother? We having hella technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Yeah.
Yeah, the only way this is going to work is on my computer. For some reason, I can't. For some reason, this link isn't working on my computer. I'm gonna try this link again.
Well, we can do it on over the phone while you try to link, but this is crazy because if you own the live on your phone and you got a camera on your phone, obviously you're looking at you. It's obviously something wrong with your phone or where you can't hear me or something because I can hear you.
I bought this phone yesterday.
I can actually hear you though when you talking. I can hear you now because I guess you off your live right now because you just pausing right now. I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying nothing. I'm typing in this. I'm typing in this website to see if I can get on.
Right.
Yeah.
It should be the same way I did it just now because I did it just now and it came. I was able to get on. So.
BY6X8. Come on.
Did you get the XD8?
Yeah, the XD8.
Okay. WU28. Yeah.
And it ain't working. StreamYard.com BY6X8 Wu-Tang ain't working.
Wow.
Well, whoops, there's nothing here.
Well, that got to be something in the system, man. Because at the end of the day, that is the link now. I know for sure that's the link because I just did it myself.
Well, we must have said something that someone didn't like. Well, I said something someone didn't like. Maybe it was the Colin Powell joke.
Right. It was a bit too much, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you now. You not on the camera anymore, but I can you still got your picture right there.
I can go back to the camera. I was just,
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Everybody should get my notes.
Well, it's crazy. That's crazy because that don't even make sense right there. But whatever. I'm not going to wait.
This is the work of the Demiurge. This is how the Demiurge works.
Wow. Damn. Yeah. Wow. So, could you explain the Demiurge? I like how you said it is a manifestation of our ego, basically, of humanity's ego, and it manifests itself.
Yeah, gone wild.
Gone fucking wild.
Yeah,
so
ego gone wild.
That's why I was suggesting. I'm the movie buff and the TV show buff, bro.
Yeah.
I was suggesting people watch that show, that movie Candyman, because Candyman is a good one because it shows that collective ability, that collective consciousness ability to manifest something out of nothing, to bring something in from other realms, I guess, are manifested from our thoughts and shit. I don't.
It's dark matter and dark energy. I believe that this reality is created from the dark matter and dark energy. It's the thing that's holding this shit together. And through that dark matter and dark energy is where manifestation comes from. It's like that dark, like pool of like mercurous black liquid. From that, something comes out of it.
Right. That nothing from which something comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. From out of negative existence into positive existence.
Right. Would you refer to it as negative? I wouldn't.
Negative you have what is called the pleroma. And okay, the pleroma is the uncreated universe. That would be the negative. That would be negative existence. The uncreated universe.
Wow.
And this is the created universe.
And that negative part of the universe, that's a state of being too.
Yeah, it's a state of being.
Yes.
Apart from this physical world, it's a whole nother. I can just only put little parts of my mind around. That's we're going into shit that's just, it's kind of hard to explain from the
right.
physical.
It's infinite, and your finite mind can hardly grasp it.
No.
You would have to expand beyond, because it's like while you're in the human form, it's really inconceivable.
Absolutely, because it's beyond the human form.
Right.
But at the same time, it is almost kind of conceivable to a little tiny degree because of that divine spark that's within
right.
us.
Because you have to see, you have to start thinking beyond just human. If you keep thinking you're a human, you'll never be able to conceive these things.
Well, see, again, it all comes back to that point in the circle. When you go back to that point, you're the point in the circle, the immutable one, the unchangeable, the one that's not a part of the evolutionary process. It's above that.
And you're just observing it.
Yes, it's observing it. The evolutionary process is below it. And so it's the point in the middle of the circle, and everything in the circle is being emanated from this black dot. Now, when this evolution began, remember, we came out of that in unconscious unity and became conscious of self, but also cut off or in the illusion of cosmic separation. So we had to go through that. Now, when you meditate and you go back to that black dot, when you dissolve your entire being, the part of you that's not real, because our emotions,
right,
not our emotions, not our thoughts, we're not our feelings, we're none of those things. When you shed all of that off, what are you? What are you? Okay, let's say, for instance, someone can be very, very, very enlightened with a lot of knowledge, knows a lot of magic and everything, but you live a long life and get old, and your mind deteriorates, and you forget who you are.
Yeah.
And, okay. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you coming from then? There's always going to be this part of us that's going to know that I am, whether you know who the fuck you are or not.
Right.
Yeah, because the fact that one day the mind is going to deteriorate and you're not going to know who you are, you're not going to know anything that you learned, any of the magic, probably won't even remember any of the name of the gods you called yourself or any of that shit. And I mean, that's inevitable. That's going to happen. But there's a part of us that's immutable that existed before that. But all this is saying though that who we think we are is only a fucking illusion.
Right.
Because it's going to go away. It's going to dissipate and never be again. All the college education, all the degrees, all that special knowledge and learning, that shit's gonna go away. And then who will you be? Then how will you be able to identify yourself?
I think that's part of the Demiurge, that identification thing too.
Yeah, that's part of the Demiurge. But when you peel all of that off, and you come down to the real true part of you, that's where you get the power. Because now you're in that dot, that black, that circle, that point in the middle that's emanating everything in a circle.
Is that the will within the will?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, you could say that in certain aspects, yes. But now, when you meditate, you come back to that. You shed off everything that's not real, and you go back into that point in the middle.
You see how that's an allegory? That's a metaphor. The will within the will. It's an allegory. Why? Because you have a cosmic will, like the will of the cosmos, the will of God, the will of yourself, and you have all of these different wills, and they appear to be in contrast with each other. But your goal is what you're saying. I mean, the goal of the soul, application of the soul, is to be the will within the will.
Yeah, well, it's that immutable part of us that never changes. However, when you return back to it in conscious unity, then through that conscious unity, I believe the things that it emanates within that circle vibrates on a higher level.
Right. Because I mean, whatever's happening on the micro is happening on the macro, basically. And whatever's happening on the macro is ever happening on the micro.
Yeah, well, since that is the part of us that's emanating everything, well, unconsciously. Okay, so what happens if it starts? You approach it with conscious unity, and it starts emanating things. It kind of changes. I think that's where the magic can really come. I think that's where the magic.
So conscious unity is when the delusion of separation is not as
no longer an illusion.
Huh?
It's no longer an illusion. There's no more illusion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to read. I'm about to read Demiurge. Okay. It says in the Platonic Neo Pythagorean, Middle Pleiadic, and Neoplatonic Platonic schools of philosophy, Demiurge, and Artius-like figure, responsible for fashioning and maintaining the physical universe. The Gnostics adopted the term Demiurge, although a fashioner. Okay, no. Necessary is the Demiurge is not necessarily the same as the creator figured in the monotheistic sense, because the Demiurge itself and the material from which the Demiurge fashions the universe are both considered consequent of something else. Depending on the system, they may be considered either uncreated and eternal, or the product of some other entity. The word demiurge is an English word deriving from demiurgus, a Latinist form of the Greek. I don't know how to pronounce that, or demiurgos. It was originally a common noun meaning craftsman or artisan. Both but generally came to mean product or eventually creator. The the philosoph- philosophical use and proper noun derives from Plato's Timaeus, written c. 360 BC, where the demiurge is present as the creator, as the creator of the universe. The demiurge it's also described as a creator in the Plat, Platonic 310 90 BC and mid Platonic 90 BC AD 300. Philosophical tradition in the various branches of the Neoplatonic schools. Third century onward, the demiurge is the fashioner of the real, perceivable world around the modern model of the ideas. But in most Neoplatonic systems, it still not itself the one. In the arch dualistic ideal of the various Gnostic systems, the material universe is evil, which the non-material world is good. According to some strands of Gnosticism, the demiurge Mal Malvolit Melvolit, as it is linked to the material world, other including the teachings of Valentin Valentinus, and the demiurge simply ignores and misguides. And that was
Okay.
from Wikipedia.
Okay, well, I asked the occult meaning of the church. I asked the occult meaning, and what they gave me, okay.
Now, mind you, I just want to say this right quick. I don't want to cut you. This demiurge is connected to the Yaldaboth. That's why. That's Yaldabaoth. Yaldaboth.
Yeah, Yaldabaoth. Over here, on my computer, it's spelled Yaldaboth. Yaldabaoth.
Right.
Yaldabaoth. Yeah. Sophia's son, her bastard son.
Right. Well, you said you was gonna read the esoteric or the occult meaning of demiurge or Yaldabaoth.
Yeah, what I got here, it says demiurgina, according to the Gnostics, an agent or one employed by the Supreme Being to create the material universe in man. And then
in man. It says in man. Yeah.
In man, yes. And is Yahweh the demiurge? They asked this question. Let me see.
Yes.
In these forms of Gnosticism, the God of the Old Testament, Yahweh, is often considered to have been the demiurge, not the monad, or sometimes different passages are interpreted as referring to each. Okay? Now, why did the demiurge create the world? The eternal creator, the demiurge or master craftsman, wanted to make the world like himself because he is good and wants the world to be good like him. Time, according to Plato, did not exist before the demiurge created the universe. Interesting. Okay.
So you basically, this is a mental prison. A mental prison, yes, a construct.
Yeah,
that you can ascend this construct. It's all mental. You can ascend it by realizing that God is within. And you are directly connected to Most High. So all of this, there is this jealous God, and there is this, you know what I'm saying? That's a Yaldaboth. That's a Yaldaboth. That's a Yaldaboth. You feel me? Because that's just a demiurge. I mean, not a demiurge, but also like what they would refer to as a demigod, like a lower god.
I believe that the demiurge and its archons are walking around us. I mean, they're the ones who run the world.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones you see on TV that you worship. I mean,
right. Because we continue to be three-dimensionally orientated, and we can't see the multi-dimensional reality we exist in.
No, because they don't want you to, because they need you to travel three-dimensional. Because in the three-dimensional form, we are food source for them. Our light is their food. Our energy is their food. Our emotions is their food. Our humanity is their food.
Right. Listen, it's crazy because you was breaking it down. You said you watched some of
American Gods.
Did you watch it yet?
I didn't see. No, I just watched the spoilers of the episodes. They're like 17 minutes long. They give you all the major details of each particular show.
Okay, so the basis of the whole show is kind of giving more evidence or more idea of what we're talking about. These gods are Yaldaboth. They're needing of humanity to stay at a lower consciousness so that they can drain them.
Yeah, and you see, again, like I was saying, they live in the brain. They live in our brain.
Yeah.
And they need you to believe in.
Right.
In order for them to exist, you have to believe in.
Right.
If you don't believe in them, they can't exist.
But guess what? This really goes into the nature of reality that people were not willing to accept. That when the Bible was speaking about we're not wrestling with flesh and blood beings, but principalities in high places. Now it's coming into clear view, and now your ideas of reality must be changed because we don't think what we're talking about right now. People will say, "Oh, that's pseudoscience," or that's some mythology and stuff. Well, guess what? Mythology is real. It's realer than what you think is real.
What do you think all the movies you watch are based off of? Mythology. They're all based off of Horus and Set and Osiris and Isis.
Mythology is a glimpse of a reality that humans can't conceive of.
Yeah, and it's about an almost pretty much an ongoing story and struggle.
Right. And it's realer than people would want to consider it as, though. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's explaining millions and millions of years of history in just a few lines. Because you cannot give a lecture on millions and millions of years of history because that's just too much for one mind to cover.
Right. No one has that attention span here either at the time. No. Like
we don't understand.
This is why it's people who would ever sit back and listen to some of the lectures that we would. If you just sitting back listening to that, you special. And I'm not saying special ed. I'm saying you special in the sense of what do you have in you that made your ass sit back and listen to all that information? Something's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first of all, millions of years of information you're not gonna get in one lifetime anyway. You're gonna be dead before the first million years
right.
information is given
I don't think that's the idea, though. The idea is not to gain all the knowledge. The idea is to gain knowledge of self. Because through knowledge of self, you have access to all the knowledge of the universe at an instant if you want it.
No, well, okay. Yes.
Through knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to, you can access it right now. Like this is why I'm saying we're quantum computers. We can access anything that we want to access right now. Any information that we want to access, you can access it right now. You just have to tune in to yourself, to your higher self, to aspects of yourself that you don't even consider. A lot of people don't even consider this side of themselves, this part of themselves.
Yeah, and then in that same token, though, there's a lot of chatter going on inside too, and so they have to clear all this chatter out. They got to clean the room out so they can. There's enough room for them to open the window, and some air can come in. Now, when the air comes in, when the breeze come in, that's the spirit coming in, giving you all of the insight. But if you never had the chance to clean your room out, so you can open the window, there'll never be a chance of the wind to come in, and the spirit coming in and visiting.
Okay, so you saying that when you're inundated with so many thoughts,
that are not even real. You're thinking about all these things that you think are real, and none of them are real. They're all an illusion. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how real this shit is. When I got hit by this car last year on September the 22nd, the first day of fall, all right?
Right.
Which was, in my case, the sacrifice. I got 13 letters in my name. And they sacrifice motherfuckers with 13 letters all the time. But when I got hit and I was in all that pain and suffering, man, none of this shit meant anything no more. None of this. None of it.
Right.
Yeah. When you're going through trauma or you're going through something so severe, none of this shit matters. Your job don't matter. I mean, I hate to say this, but you're so far gone, there's not too much your family can do. And so they don't matter no more other than, people that you love. But shit, you can forget who your family is, you can lose your mind and don't even know who the fuck your family is no more. Shit, that's how much all this shit is an illusion.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's all really your emotional attachment to it is what make it real.
Yeah.
Your emotional attachment to it make it real.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, to me, I feel like you have to allow your emotions to flow as they go, but always continue to recognize who you actually are.
Well, that means you have to peel off those emotions. You got to come to the realization you're not your emotions.
No, of course.
None of these things that you're having, that you're sensing within, anything that you're creating is not real. That's not who you are.
Right.
Because who you are and what you are, you don't have to create. It is.
Well, I will say like this. It's all a part of you, and you have to go through the adversity that you have to go through in order for you to come out of the cocoon, a butterfly. Yeah. You have to go through all of what you go through, and I don't understand why people don't want to accept negative and positive. You have to embrace it all if you are being realistic.
When I do rituals, I send people both positive and negative energy. I send positive energy to sustain. I send negative energy to protect you from shit that's going to attack you. The negative energy is there to protect and destroy your negative thoughts and the negative oppositions. So you got to learn how to use both.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they work hand in hand, if you ask me.
Well, just like a car battery, okay?
Right.
A car battery that's just all positive or just all negative. It's both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to use them both at the same time to get a fucking electromagnetic charge.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No doubt.
negative and negative and positive working together. That's a
But no. People live on two extremes of the pendulum, bro, and that's what they messing up. You living on two extremes, and really, you're supposed to balance within yourself. The world has to be balanced inside of you.
Oh yeah, and that's scary for a lot of people. But then again, once you do it, it's liberating. It's liberating as fuck.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I see people stressed out over this, being caught up in this world so much. They stress, and that stress is nothing more than eating at you. It's eating at your ass. It's like constantly just being you're in it. You're going to end up in a state where you don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like you have to learn. You have to learn how to. This is the greatest therapy, if you ask me. This is the greatest therapy. Gnostic thinking is the greatest therapy there is.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, I've learned. Okay, I day trade. Well, I paper trade, and I learned when things don't go your way, when things go against you, that's when your work in life really begins. That's when your real lesson in life begins.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't learn nothing in success.
Huh?
I mean, what do you learn when you're successful? When everything's going right, what do you learn?
You don't learn nothing. Okay.
You become more arrogant, and then you don't want to learn nothing at that point. Like no one can tell you nothing now.
Yeah, I know this. Okay. Oh man, that's the kiss. Them words right there is the kiss of death.
Right. Right. No, also the kiss of death is when you've gotten so arrogant that you thinking you figured it all out already.
Oh,
when it's it's a constant, always.
There's always something.
Listen.
A new variable thrown in, and everything cycles change. You might have learned something on this cycle, but okay, now what happens when we go into this cycle?
Right.
Well, you in no man's land.
And then look, people try to follow the energy by following astrology and stuff, right? They try to follow the energy and follow, which helps. It helps. I can say it helps by understanding the energy, but it's still going to be the same results, because it's going to be the same results if you're not, because you got to align your energy with the energies of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Your energy has to be aligned with that energy.
Yeah, well, actually, I think how much you are within, how deep you go within, and in the universe you're developing within, the kingdom you're developing within. I think that shit's going to have an effect on this universe.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that is the way you change the universe, is within. You go within yourself and do some real deep work.
Yeah, and that shit works. I know it.
Yeah, it does.
I've seen it happen. Well, I see it happen all the time, but I've been seeing it really picking up big major things happening in my life. Things just really fucking just man, just pieces are coming together and stuff in a
Right.
very different way. And I'm doing the magic. I'm not putting no physical effort into it other than making phone calls or whatever.
Right.
But the magic is like a magnet pulling everything into my life that I need for this vision that I have to become possible.
Well, I start realizing the magic has been working already for my life for a long time. When I start seeing things for what they really, really, really actually are. Because at the end of the day, like I said, everybody right now, you're doing magic. So get out of this mindset of where, well, that's devil worship, or that's no, you're doing it right now. If you're visualizing something to come about, that's magic.
Yeah. Check this out. If you're a person that likes thinking, intellectualism, the intellect, the mind, or knowing, guess what you are? You are a motherfucking Luciferian. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? No, I'm a Christian. Okay. You know the definition for Christian in the fucking Webster dictionary?
Cretin. Yeah, Cretin. Yes.
Yeah.
That means someone who's uneducated, dumb, retarded. Right.
You're mentally and spiritually retarded.
Yes.
Your growth has been arrested, and you've been put in a box.
Right.
And then you have this badge they've given you, which is your ego, tells you that you have the true knowledge, you have the true faith, and only yours is going to be the one.
And that's exactly how arrogant they are with they shit too. That's exactly how arrogant these motherfuckers are with they shit. I swear to God, everybody got it and nobody else do. And they got the nerve. They got the nerve to say, "Oh, they don't know what they doing over there, but we do."
Yeah.
Like y'all don't even hear yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when this pandemic started and everybody they didn't know what the fuck was going on, the church got closed. That was one of the greatest things that could ever fucking happen.
Yes, it is.
Church.
Because
I was loving that shit.
Yes, because you got to figure it out your damn self. You ain't got these priesthoods who have. Let's just be honest, man. These priesthoods have held the people back for years. Stop it.
That shit is like crack to these people. These people was OD. They were having withdrawals because they couldn't go worship the Lord and commune.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if they had to open them churches back, I don't know what.
Which challenges their own commitment or their own convictions, their own faith, because that church is not where God exists according to the Bible. So why are y'all so hung up about being wherever y'all at? He's there. Doesn't it say three or more in my believers are there? I'm there. I'm present. So what are y'all talking about? Y'all don't even follow your own scripture. That's what pisses me off about Christians. Christians
follow their own shit.
They don't even follow their own shit.
They are the most depressed motherfuckers on the planet. The ups and downs of life just dictates to them. This world is dictating to them. They're in the back seat. They're not in the driver's seat.
Yes. They chose that though. It's like a lot of people have chosen to continue to live in a condition of servitude, right?
Yeah.
That's a choice. I keep telling people this all the time. This is your choice. You're making this choice. You've convinced yourself that you're not possible. You're not you're not capable of this.
Yeah.
You've convinced yourself. So this is the magic that you put yourself in a magical disadvantage
Yeah,
against yourself.
They don't
You
understand.
cursing yourself. You cursing yourself.
Yeah, and plus this shit wasn't meant for them. This was meant for the Europeans. It wasn't meant for us. We already are the guys. We're the ones that put this shit down. It was meant for the Europeans, the barbaric race.
Listen.
So that way they would be a kinder barbarian.
Listen, bro. I listen. I know that on so many levels, based on knowing the history of our actual history. Is this is what pisses me off about some of these people is that they will actually say that our history started with slavery. And I'm like, wow,
Well, man,
wow, that's great.
Hey, you remember Cretans, uneducated, dumb people?
Right.
Only a Cretan would say some dumb shit like that. Only a Cretan would say some dumb, stupid shit like that.
Yep, you're right.
Okay.
And I don't entertain them no more. I just like go do some research, man.
You know, it's too late for this. It's too late for this. We're past that. They already got the jab. They've been turned to something else.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, we're past that. We're past that. We're past the point of no return. Now we're at the point where we get to know who's who.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's going. I already know who's who. Cool. It ain't gonna be pretty to a lot of other people though. They're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's gonna be devastating to them. And I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be sitting back like, wow.
They not understand the magnitude.
Right. I mean, it's happening. It's happening in front of our faces, but they're not willing to accept it though. It's like, and then they're basically they're on the social engineering so deeply. It's like social engineering is so deep, bro. It's pretty wild, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I gotta spend a lot of time de-engineering myself from this shit. I mean, we're all affected by it. Now, some of us are so goddamn Gnostified, until you put a chip on us, that motherfucking chip don't break. It ain't gonna fucking work.
Right. See, but what kills me is the fact that people have substituted common sense and knowledge for their opinions of what could be and what can be or whatever. And like you said, it's too late for them. It's too late. Y'all already too far gone. If you think that your own self-development is something that you should put to the back burner, that we can't, it's nothing else I can really say to that person anymore.
Oh, you missed the train. You missed the boat, dude. The boat's gone.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's over for y'all.
You didn't even know that there was a boat.
Right.
You see, there's people that make things happen. There's motherfuckers who watch things happen. And then there's those poor souls that don't even know that something happened at all.
Wow. What happens is they just got to do the shit over again, and they'll figure it out eventually. A whole another, I guess, I don't know. Time never was when, you know what I'm saying? So we don't worry about that right there, but it is what it is.
In some lifetime, there might be some avatar that might appear that can help them discover their true selves. Some avatar might appear that will help them.
Well, they're going to introduce a lot of this. What do you think Project Bluebeam is? They're gonna start. This is what I'm saying. This whole metaverse, this whole cloud, what they calling the cloud and everything. Wow, it's so deep what they're doing with this, man. And people don't even know the half. They don't even know the half of what they're doing. They're terraforming the whole planet, right? This is why they're illegal. They're making it illegal to grow organic food. Why? Because they've already gotten the patent on well. They've already what they've done is what was that shit called the Genome Project. I think it was called the Genome Project.
Genome.
Where they was gathering all the record of all the genes on the planet, right? And they were gathering all of the biological material, right? So I believe this is my understanding, or what I think that's coming higher from the higher, that they're taking all this stuff so they can introduce their technocratic version of all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they're already introducing this new human with the jab. You're something else once you've taken that poke.
And who do these people remind me of? The craftsmen.
The craftsmen. Wow, they are the craftsmen.
They are the craftsmen.
They are the craftsmen.
Yeah, they are the demiurges.
Right.
Okay.
Because they keep you on that base. They keep you on that base. They keep you if you're fascinated by this world, this is why I've never been fascinated. It's something about me. I was never fascinated by this crap. I was never. It never was something that was fascinating to me. I was like, this shit is just some bullshit, really.
Oh yeah. Well, I went on Dream Quest or visions that took me to higher worlds than this. When I was younger, I dreamed very, very higher worlds. I can't even explain with words. Words didn't mean shit.
Right.
I was just participating. Well, it was like a movie going on inside of me. And yet, like you said, if you open up and the universe come in and give you knowledge, you can get access to the Akashic records. Well, like I said, when your windows are open, and one day the wind blows in, that's the day when them records come, and you open it, and it opens you up, and you get all these answers, and then it goes away.
Well, listen, we exist in all these states of being, right? So I can't see my separation from nothing. I can't see my separation from nothing.
Well, you never left. We never left.
I see it all as emanations of myself when I was in the primordial state. I see everything is nothing more than that.
Okay.
So it's crazy because and I know all of us are part of that being, that consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Everyone have their different angle to absorb it and see it.
Yeah, because we're all the same. We're all one entity or one deity, shattered into many pieces, called the divine sparks or shards.
Right.
Yeah, we're all
because we're quantumly linked to that original.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
and that's, I believe, is that tether that when you astral project, you know what I'm saying, it's still connected to that root of the primordial source.
Well, going back to that part of us that's immutable, that's going to that alien God, the black dot, the unseen, the Amen Ra, the hidden God.
Right. So that's really the actual state, and everything else is just that state expressing itself in different forms, in different ways, in different. Oh my God! Wow.
Okay. Now you remember when I was telling you about the symbol that I wanted with the point in the middle,
right?
And then it had the arching down, then the arching back up. Okay. I went a little further. All right. So each round, we go 7 rounds. Okay, this is the 4th round. We got 3 more. So what I did was I drew a point in the middle of a circle and drew like a petal. It looks like a flower, but it has three spears on one side, a spear at the bottom, which is where we're at, three spears on the other side connected to the 0 point, and then there's another petal and another petal, 7 petals with all those spears. And then I thought of one with just only 4 of the petals with spears and 3 of the petals without any spears. That's what we have left. But the one with all the spears and with 7 petals, seven petals with 7 spears on them, all connected to one point in the middle. I call that the day of Brahma.
Brahma is when we
complete 7 rounds when we go around 7 times.
And that's what Brahma is.
Yeah.
When
you go around 7 times, you complete a day of Brahma. And then you complete a day of rest.
So that's what they meant by the 7-day rest.
Well, yeah, after 7 days he rests, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're copying off of Brahma.
Right.
Yeah. So that.
And they're really referring to the journey of the soul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can be in the shape of a flower.
And mind you, y'all, your soul has nothing. Well, it has something to do with your humanity, but it's beyond your humanity. It's a beastly to your humanity.
But your humanity is almost irrelevant to it.
Yes, you're right.
Other than it observing itself in humanity, observing itself, going through humanity and going through whatever species the divine spark is incarnating in.
Well, I just got a vision. It's like the subconscious is kind of recording while you're here as a human, what all of the subconscious, the soul is going to use as data. The soul is going to use that as data to become
Wait. The immutable doesn't change. It's unchanging. It doesn't evolve. It doesn't change. It's perfect the way it is. So this evolution, the only thing that changes is conscious unity versus unconscious unity. That's the only thing that changes.
So conscious unity becomes more defined to us or something? It becomes more defined?
Well, no, this is outside of the physical us. This is conscious, our consciousness.
Of course, it's going to be outside of that. But I'm saying, when we reach that point, does it? Of course, we're perfect at that point. I mean, we're perfect now. We're perfect at that point. It's the perfect imperfection.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you saying that at that point it's going to be. Say that again. You said something that made me.
Okay. Conscious sheds off all the impurities, and it goes back into the 0 point.
Okay, so you said it becomes conscious unity. Conscious unity is what you said.
Yeah.
Conscious unity. So
consciousness is going back into the 0 point.
Okay. Well, so what is the purpose of you going through all these cycles? Your soul going through all these cycles. The soul going. I wouldn't say your soul because that's ego. The soul going through all the cycles.
So that it can experience itself outside of itself. That's all. It's just having a conversation. It's just home alone. Meditate. What in the fuck it'd be like for me to know what the fuck I am outside of myself? When there's no such thing as outside of myself because I exist at all points in space and times.
Omnipresent.
Yeah. So this is just shit. This is the all masturbate shit.
Wow. So the soul is just doing this for pleasure.
Well,
it wouldn't be considered pleasure.
Pleasure. I don't know what you can. I mean, it's
God damn. It's just trying to. It makes it. It basically is what it wants to do. It's how. Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep because it ain't. It really probably aiming for pleasure. It's just what it is. It's what it wants to do.
Yeah, because within me exists everything. Okay. Why don't I just start my own in-house movie, my own reality show?
Mm.
Yeah, because everything.
That's deep. That's deep.
Everything that was
that's deep.
That will be existing.
And you're right. I mean, that's deep because I've seen a show like that where it was an entity that was doing that. He started creating the whole universe. He's like, he got bored and started creating a universe and shit. It's like, fuck it, let's create a universe.
Yeah. And what if this is going on at all points in space within the all? It's having this meditation.
Wow.
It's having this conversation with itself. It's talking to itself. It's talking back. And it's answering back.
Not only is it talking to itself, it's communicating with the past, present, and future of itself. It's communicating with all presence of itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Deep.
Yeah, it is a deep shit. And then here we are thinking, oh my God, here we are in this world, and this is, I mean, we're stuck just in this paradigm, consciously stuck in this one paradigm, when we are a part of something that is.
Well, it really sometimes probably would be depressing to a human if you think about this.
Yeah.
It will be depressing to them because they like, I'm insignificant. I'm nothing more than the shell for a soul. It's like you are the soul, though. You are primordial. You are a part of primordial energy, man. You was part of it from day one. You going back. You are a part of it. You never was. There was no separation ever. So
yeah, there was no whether it was being expressed as whatever.
See,
whatever creature.
Look, we keep on using the words that separate us from you, like I and it, and it's in the language we're subconsciously and consciously creating this construct. Which, like what you're saying, we're consciously manifesting this. You can hear it in how we speaking, when we're speaking, and we're manifesting it. We're literally manifesting this into a reality, and we don't see it. Like if we collectively got together, all I've thought of this multiple times before.
Yeah.
6 billion, they say 6 billion humans.
It's 8. That's close to 8.
Yeah. Well, 6 billion humans get together right now. Even not just humans, all the other entities that's amongst us that are not necessarily human.
Okay, what about our brothers and sisters in inner earth?
Well, that's what I mean too. I'm saying if we collectively got together and say we're going to synchronize our minds, woo! I think that's like against national security type shit right there, man. We decide. Okay, look. Just imagine we decide we want to synchronize our minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain period of time, we're going to synchronize our minds together, and we're going to project something in the air right now. Woo! They don't want that because they're using that right now with social engineering. They're focusing our minds to create a reality that they want to come about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which is, I'm fighting against that.
Of course.
Yeah, and I feel like I make a difference.
Of course we do. Of course we make a big difference, bro. And that's why we don't even need no numbers in here.
Yeah, because when I say I'm fighting against this, I'm not talking about the flesh and blood in me. I'm talking about the invisible.
Yes.
The invisible me.
Yes.
That me is a high-ranking being with commanding over legions and legions of armies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, right.
And these armies, these legions of armies, don't have to just be standing figures. No, it can be the elements. It can be the ground on which you walk on. Right. I can make the ground that you walk on.
Most people would listening to this will say, "Who made you a deity?"
I did.
Ah, thank you. Who else gonna make you a deity if not yourself?
Yeah, I'm self-made.
And look, and I'm not a deity over nothing else except myself.
Yeah.
Yes. So get out of here trying to act like I'm trying to claim God over you. No, I'm claiming God over myself.
Yeah, like I said before, we're all one entity, one deity. Shattered into many pieces. So how the fuck I'm gonna be God over you when we're both the same goddamn thing?
Right.
We're both the same fucking God.
Right.
Yeah. You, him, all of us divine parts are both part of the same fucking entity.
And guess what? All these people want to try to, oh, I'm the God, I'm God. Man, that's not even, you got, oh my God. Nick, I realized I was God years ago. I'm on a whole nother level right now. I'm the order out of chaos entity right now. I'm the order out of chaos entity. I'm along with that energy that came with Ma'at.
Yeah, I'm that dark matter and dark energy. I'm the wizard of that. I use that to mold the reality into fruition that I want. I'm learning how. Like I said before, there's nothing but there's no time and space. There's this energy, dark matter and dark energy. So
yes, no time and space.
Use the chi power of my etheric self, body, to tap into that energy and pull that energy in, as much of it as I fucking want and need, and use that energy to project the things that I need done in my life done.
Listen, what you just said is the actual reality. Everything else is an illusion.
Yeah.
If you are not doing Qigong energy work, if you are not doing this soul application work, I mean, you're not dealing with reality.
No, you're not dealing with yours.
Right.
In your reality.
Right.
You're a bystander in your reality.
Yes.
You're the bystander. You're not in the driver's seat.
Yes.
You're not even in the passenger seat. You're a bystander watching someone else drive your car as you're standing out there on the road looking at your car.
But the cold thing about how the system is, not only are you not in the driver's seat within the system, you're taking on all the obligation of everything the driver does.
Oh yeah, you're responsible for. Well, you see, to be in the physical is very expensive. To have a physical body is expensive. It costs.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. And so when we made the contract to come down here, we had to have known that.
Yes.
Okay, so now that you're down here, you make this contract to come down here, and it's so expensive to be in a physical body. You got to take care of the needs for that physical body. You cannot deny that because you're in the physical world.
Right. Well, I used to be of the mindset, right, of everything should be free and you should, everybody who's hungry should get fed and all that stuff, right? And I thought about that. I was like, okay, well, that will leave room for anyone who didn't really have the mindset or the cleverness to figure stuff out to come through.
Well, I believe that if people are, I believe we're all entitled to certain things, and that we should, as a planet, no child should starve.
No, of course not. Of course not.
No family should be homeless or houseless. We have billionaires, about a fucking dozen down here, enough fucking billionaires to fucking see to it that all human needs are met, and that now we don't have to worry about these other fucked up things that we have to worry about. We can focus on higher things and move on as a planet.
Well, we can still do that with all of the adversity.
Yeah.
I think all of the adversity makes us stronger, and we have to stop fighting the adversity as if we want to get rid of it. And my thing is, like, I don't want to get rid of the hurdles that I have to jump. I don't want to get rid of the struggle that it takes for me to get to where, especially in the physical world. Like, I don't want.
Okay, but okay, let's get rid of things that we've outgrown and we don't need. That things that, as a species, we should all have.
Well, I think homelessness is beyond what this society says is so-called is supposed to be a civilized. Well, it should be inferior for anyone to be homeless on the street if you are who you saying you are. So this is what I'm saying. They're not living up to what they're saying they are, and that's what I'm saying.
That's because of the conditions on the planet. All right, yeah, there are adversities, yeah, but there are conditions down here that are completely against that are just not in the best interest of humanity. And I think, we're all at a point to where we wipe out all of these things that people have to worry about all the time. We can focus on higher things, and by doing that, we're going to run into new adversities. We're going to run into new problems. We're going to run into new things that we're going to have to conquer and overcome and solve and figure out. But
okay.
Moving forward.
Okay, so you're saying the same thing I'm saying, is that this is beneath us.
Yes, it's beneath
This is beneath us.
Yeah, especially if you got a planet where people are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, one person, okay?
Yeah.
And you have these major technological corporations and all this stuff, and we're discovering this and we're doing this. These biochemical companies pimping everybody, you know. The money that they make, they can cure all the diseases on the planet.
Right. I think it's more of it's more of focusing our attention as a people, because the currency really is that. It's the focus of energy and how, you know what I'm saying, the people put their focus on it. But what I'm saying, let me finish. But if we shift the focus of what we have deemed as what's necessary for humanity in this natural environment that we're in. Because we have given up the concept of living one with nature, and this society itself has given up that concept. They saying nature is hostile towards us, we have to tame it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that's because the world is ruled by
Neanderthals.
Yeah, that who are devoid of nature. They're devoid of everything natural, which is why they have to exploit all the resources of the planet.
Yeah, so they don't see beyond their scarcity, which is in their genetics. It's in their genes to see everything as everything is scarcity, and I have to hoard everything for myself. And this is their genetics. This is their genetic disposition, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that was needed for a certain part of the process in this evolution that our higher self is observing.
Well, guess what? Our lower self is observing too.
Yeah, and then and then when they're both observing together,
wow,
you know, you see things from a different perspective.
I mean, when you can realize that that's happening, like it's like, that's why I keep telling people this is alchemy. When you think like this, you're changing what is scientifically called base metals into other type of metals, right?
And that's all based on all the adversities you turn into cornerstones.
Yes.
That makes the gold. That makes the gold within. But then, what happens when you lose your mind? You forget who you are. You forget what you're going through.
Well, that's a trauma that humans have a problem with. That we have to have an identity, right? We have to have some remnants of who we are. That's I guess that's part of, if you basically have a grasp on reality, it's a grasp of reality that they're searching for. Is that what you can say?
Well, who you are is not real.
Right.
I mean, but knowing that I am, even though I don't know who the fuck I am, but I know that I am. Okay? But I don't know my ego. I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know what I've done right. I don't know any of that anymore. But I know that I am.
Some would say that's a way to relinquish your responsibility from what you've done.
Well, if you don't, this is a biological thing happening inside of you. Okay, you have a stroke, and you lose memory. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen it with my mother.
Yeah, my dad too.
Yeah. And then, after getting hit by the car, I was in the hospital. I was in the health center. I lived in a independent living place, but almost convalescent. So I was around a lot of people that was losing it, that, were at that point in their life where none of the shit that they done in the past don't mean anything no more. I mean, they're there. They're going to be there until they die. And I had a roommate. I just watched him go through dementia, where he couldn't remember if he took a shit 5 minutes. He wouldn't be able to remember when was the last time he took a shit in the last 3 days.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of that is based in a lot of the diet. Like the diet is fucked up. People are on all type of different drugs and stuff. It's crazy because the body is nowhere near the state it was in previous ancient peoples. Like we've been introduced to so many toxins.
Yeah, absolutely. And so deterioration occurs faster now. So
yes, it does. Our life expectancy is what, 50 something?
And then out of those 50-something years, how many of those years do you have without arthritis and pain or obesity, diabetes, heart trouble?
Right.
Yeah, talking about some demonic spirits. Man.
Well, I've been able to avoid a lot of that because I'm 47, and I'm not that old, I guess, but I am old for sure. But
I'll be 57 next year.
So what I'm saying is, a lot of it is just a simple, natural diet actually helps in that respect, man. Because what happens is you really have to realize that what the body has to go through for consuming a lot of stuff that people, and what the adversity that the body goes through. So that's what really gets you in a state of that you in physically. It's like all of your body is in a state of what they call it's healing itself, but at the same time you're not changing what you're inputting into the system. It's like you got to change the input of the system.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. I mean, I did mention that to a lot of people that kind of like are either not here anymore or are here in a vegetable state. But even for you and I, still, I mean, hopefully we're lucky and we live. Our faculties, they stick around long enough for us to get the job done, and then after that, get the fuck out. I don't want to stick around. I do not want to stick around.
Yeah, personally, I've embraced all of what this eventually humanity comes to, even though I'm fairly healthy and I work out and I eat mostly a vegan vegetarian diet. And I expect to live a long time, but I'm not hung up on all that. I don't care about that shit. Like, I mean, people saying they don't care about it until that death day when you own your deathbed or whatever. I'm like, I control that. I feel like I can control that destiny of that.
Well, I've faced death many times.
Me too. I have too.
Yeah, well, but going through a very traumatic situation, getting hit by cars. I've been hit by 6 automobiles.
No, I've never experienced that before, though.
Okay,
that's another shit.
I've been hit by 6 automobiles. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah.
and that we
you a miracle. You a miracle then, bro. You magic then. That's magic, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now, stop it. Y'all can't give it up. Got to give it up on that, man.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Yeah. 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 That's magic. That's the contract I made. I can't get out of it.
Right.
Yeah, so after getting hit by 6 automobiles, I looked death in the eyes so many times and said hello. Kiss, embrace each other and kiss, and then go our separate ways. Well, death goes its way, and I'm just left there sitting on the ground waiting for the ambulance, okay?
God damn.
What kind of fucking ditty are you to leave me here like this and all this pain?
Right.
I'll be back, don't worry.
Right.
Yeah, so I've had dreams where I died in accidents, especially when I was a commodity broker. I bought me a 280 ZX, and it's a Friday, I get paid. I'm going to get rocked up. I'm on the freeway, hauling ass, and get in an accident, killed instantly. Didn't know it, but my ghost keeps going. I go see Dope Man, get high and everything. And then I'm at Griffith Park, and I want to go get some more shit. I get back on the freeway, and I see this commotion, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I see a car that looked like my car. And I get out, and I see my car all banged up, and I see my body all banged up. I'm saying,
well, you had an out-of-body experience, basically.
yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. So I'm walking around.
Oh, you seeing your body?
Yeah, I saw my body.
Wow.
And then I'm trying to talk to people, and I'm going through them. They're ignoring me. But then I found a few people that were dead that could hear me and see me. They told me, you got to go to this meeting. You got to go listen to the speaker. And he's going to give you all the information you need to know about everything you want to know.
Right.
And so I go to this meeting. I'm there with all the other souls and shit. And the speaker gets up, and I think it's the motherfucker that looks like Bobby Emmett or something. And he's getting ready to just get into it. And I fucking wake up.
Well, there is a lot of souls on that plane right now waiting for humanity to wake the fuck up. So they can, you know what I'm saying, they can come help us facilitate. That's why Noble Drew Ali said I had to finish all my rest of my work on the spirit plane.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Through ideas as an idea.
Yes. See, and going back to what we saying, what is reality? If y'all think ideas can't be manifest, you think an idea is something that just something that's just a figment of our imagination? Well, figments of your imaginations are powerful and part of reality that you can't conceive of. Your imagination. Wow.
Yeah, the thought forms. You remember that movie Sphere with where they find that spaceship under the ocean. It has that sphere in it.
Right.
And it starts manifesting all of their thoughts.
But listen, that's where they control you because you can't conceive of this stuff. You don't know, you're inside of your mind, and there's a level of mental control that you have, mind over matter you have too.
Yeah.
And you're not horning into it because you are being programmed by someone that's becoming a vampire off of you.
Well, and also probably been terraformed mentally. Your brain's been terraformed and colonized.
Right.
Okay, they built the colony in your brain and mind.
Yes.
And
It's
made
called
a home.
constructive language.
Yeah.
Yeah, constructive language. They literally constructed a whole construct in your head that affects your behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it until you recognize this.
Well, it's something you can do. Just take control of the wheel.
Yeah, you gotta take control of the will, and you gotta get rid of the mind. It's kind of hard. You gotta come out of the mind that negates.
Well, I'll be like mastering the mind because I see the tricks of the mind. The mind itself is trying to trick you into more of the interaction with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I see that too. So the mind is not in control of this, right? You are. I mean, not I couldn't say you because that's ego. It's it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, y'all.
If when you go into that immutable part of us, the point in the middle, I think that's where we draw our energy from, because that's the only part of us that's real.
You said the what?
Point in the middle,
The black dot.
black dot, the hidden God, the Amun Ra.
So that's the actuality.
Yeah.
That is the state of being. That is it. The state of
it makes everything else outside of it.
So really, we keep referring to ourselves as like it or in this egotistical reference, right? We keep referring to ourselves with this egotistical reference, but that's only because we live in duality and we don't recognize the singularity of conscious unity, the singularity of conscious unity that we actually are actually a part of. But guess what? We are all of that at once. These are states of consciousness that we can virtual reality and to get into, to utilize. We're supposed to be taking advantage of these realities in our interest, in the interest of the sole purpose, which is the sole purpose, applying it.
Well, the fact that we're trapped in this fucked up ass matrix, we better be doing that. We better be doing something to get the fuck out of here.
Right. You know what, brother? I don't want to end this conversation because it's so hot. It gets hot, heated and heated the more we go, because it's like we channeling the higher intelligence and we bringing it down to y'all through this program, and it's like y'all don't appreciate it, and y'all gonna appreciate it later on. It's like the impact of what we're doing is not gonna even compute into later.
You know what? I don't care. As long as if just only one person got something out of it woke one person up.
Right.
Shit.
That's it. That's you right. I mean, that's it. Because anything else would be ego-driven nonsense, and is not necessary. It's like this is not the work. The work is application of your soul and getting people to do that work too. I mean, not getting people to do it, getting them to realize this is what needs to be done.
Exactly. This is the road less traveled. So I don't expect to see many here.
Right.
And if somehow that did happen, that would scare the fuck out of me. Obviously, this got to be a government setup.
You right. No, you right. See. I'm glad you said you right. At that point, it is going to be a government setup. Right. They're going to have their robots on us at that point. Like, they're going to have their robots at our ass.
Yeah. I want this to remain as less popular as possible, but still popular.
Well, it don't have to be popular. It just has to be on the radar, because it's like at the end of the day, there are some people who are curious, who really want to know real questions. Like I just want to be orientated with the science, bro. That's it. Those who want to know the science, you can tune in and we can break down the science for you from brothers who've been studying this shit for a couple of years
One
now.
thing we didn't get a chance to get into, I guess we'll have to get into it next time, was these stupefying revelations.
Okay, we'll do it next time. I actually do another show tonight, so that's why I got the other show, the other music show. It's a music show that I do, but it's really geared towards the same thing because it's just music that's higher consciousness music, and you know what I'm saying, and people just challenging the norm music and shit.
Yeah, you can change the vibration of music.
Of course.
I mean, it could be positive or negative. It can be both. Actually, it's supposed to be both.
Right.
It should. On the negative end, it should fuck up lower vibratory bullshit.
Well, it can counter it. It counters it and brings it to a state where you can utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
You can utilize it. And that's the whole main purpose of negative energy is to ground. That's what the negative charge does. It grounds your positive charge so you can conduct a charge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like negative. I embrace both negative and positive, and a lot of people just embrace the positive, and I don't get it.
Then you got some people just fucked up negative.
Yeah. You're right. You see that? See, you're right.
Either happy, dumb, positive, or stupid, dumb, negative.
Right.
There's a point in the middle. There's a point in between that balances both of them.
Right. That's another reason why I love the Spawn against Heaven and Hell versus Heaven and Hell, because it really spoke to some of my sentiments in a year. Because I was alone. I thought I was alone in that I didn't pick sides between God and the devil.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick sides. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Let them have their cosmic war.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I was caught up with that Satan and God versus Satan, Armageddon bullshit, you know, casting Satan into the lake of fire and all that shit.
Right.
But, you know, we kind of dispute Revelation.
Right. I mean, we'll do that. We'll let that be the next focus for the next show for sure. We spoke of Father in Revelation, and I'm gonna just let you go on and break that down, bro.
Yeah. Well, I better do some studying.
Right. Well, we got a whole week. So we'll be back. We'll be back next Saturday at 7:30, y'all.
Yeah, well, a whole week is not enough time for me because I got a lot of good shit going on in my life that I almost have no time for.
Okay, well, come off the top of the head. That even works sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I just studied a little bit of shit today, and bam, I knew what I wanted to talk about today.
Right. But yeah, I'm gonna end the show, brother, and always appreciate you. Appreciate you coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess we out.
Okay, we're out. Dark Magic Dragon is down.
Peace, chaos.